Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the course on sports training, load management, and recovery. This is week 8 of the course. I'm Colonel Dr. Anup Krishnan. I'm your instructor, and I'll be taking you through lecture 3, which is wearables in sports. We will cover definition, introduction, types of wearables, benefits of wearables, effects, different uses in sports, and as always, conclude with a take home message. Godfrey et al. Described wearable technology as encompassing numerous devices that are directly or loosely worn on a person. According to Sekin et al., wearable technology refers to non invasive devices and sensors that individuals can wear on their bodies to assist in monitoring their health conditions without requiring anything subcutaneous. Shen et al. Defined the concept of wearable technology as mobile electronic devices that can be comfortably worn on the user's body or attached to their clothing. Simply put, wearable technology is something you can wear while doing any activity you want to monitor or measure. Purpose of wearable technology is to produce data and analyze it while the wearer is performing some action like working, jogging, or sleeping. Includes a device with a sensor, a cloud, and a user facing app. The device generates relevant chunks of data and sends them to the cloud, which acts as data storage. This data is then transformed into insights that the user app visualizes. It is usually worn close to or on the surface of the skin, and they are equipped with special sensors to detect and analyze information concerning physical signals or ambient data. This allows the wearer to get immediate biofeedback. Data from wearables includes but is not limited to heart rate, motion analysis, sweat, oxygenation, hydration, sleep, and emotional state. There are different types of wearables in sport: pedometers, fitness and heart rate monitors, smart fabrics, smart cameras, shot trackers, headbands, neckbands, body patches, handhelds, arm and wristbands, clips or sleeves, shoe sensors, and the latest trends are wearable clothing molded into the form of t shirts or leggings, which have sensors embedded in the clothing and which can be washed also, like a normal t shirt or a legging. There are several benefits of wearable technology in sport. Improved performance. Wearables give invaluable data for monitoring over time and adjusting training for better effect. Improved coaching. Wearable technology can be used for design and monitoring of advanced training programs. Improved health. Keeping track of vitals such as heart rate or sleeping patterns leads to a healthier lifestyle. Lowers the injury risk by tracking metrics such as tissue damage and allowing the sports people, to take preventive measures. Community access and community participation. Software paired with wearable devices allow you to connect with other users online, to train together, to compare metrics, and to compete with each other, which is a very powerful tool. And as anybody who struggles to maintain a regular exercise program will be able to assert. There are certain effects of using wearables on the society, on the economic front, and on the physical front. On the society, it improves sports performance for normal users as well as for disabled users. However, there is some limited trust. There is a fear of breach of private data, and there are some concerns about techno doping. On the economic front, wearables create sports analytics jobs and creates an expandable revenue stream for the teams and the wearable companies. On the physical front, wearables promote increased physical activity for all ages, reduce the cost for health, and reduces the number of injuries. However, it has got the potential to harm the athletes during collisions in contact sports. Users in sport. Heart rate monitors can track breathing and pulse patterns. Gyroscopes and accelerometers can track location, rotation, speed, and other crucial parameters. GPS can track velocity as well as distance and route taken for cyclists and runners. Sleep monitors aid the athletes in recovering and customizing their sleeping patterns. A player's speed, distance traveled, and acceleration can be tracked in real time using RFID chips or GPS trackers. Potential concussions, brain trauma, overexertion, torn muscles, and ligaments can be analyzed by impact monitor stickers. Athletes can participate in virtual reality training sessions by placing sensors in their room and on their feet. Goal line technology and virtual assistant referee aids officials in several games to make the right calls and to keep maintaining control of the game. Tracking health indicators. Monitoring athletes' heart rate, BP, and sleep helps the coaches and athletes to track progress, to control the workload, and to foresee the risk, resulting in maximized training efficiency and reduced injury risk. Athletes use them to interpret their workouts, and coaches can have a better understanding of how athletes benefit from exercise. The sensors collect heart rate variability data, training load, and recovery data and help the coaches and athletes to make data driven decisions. Inbuilt GPS, sensors on the equipment, accelerometers, and gyroscopes capture an athlete's position, direction, and speed and record the workload and body parameters, creating a data and a database of individualized performance. If the athletes and the coaches know their speed limits and intensity, they can plan productive training sessions for sports like swimming, where such parameters could not be measured earlier. Smart swim goggles serve to track progress during swimming workouts. Augmented reality displays show vital metrics like speed, pace, distance, time, biometric data, calories burned, and the session duration. There was a recent study at a US swim club, and it showed that using the device boosted swimmer performance during competition, prepared individual plans to progress every athlete during training, connected to the swimming community for expert advice through the app, and the swimmers started using pre-built workouts through the app. Internet of Things. In player training, IoT-enabled wearable smart devices are assisting the players in creating bespoke training regimens after analysis of the player's strengths and weaknesses. Trainers and coaches can read crucial information, including muscle oxygen saturation, subjective rate of perceived exertion, and can identify the acute to chronic workload ratio. IoT and the associated machine learning algorithms are helping the teams build a safe training schedule and ultimately improve their performance. Weight room control. Athletes need a precise solution to measure the speed of the weight bar and their body during weight training. Velocity based sensors and accelerometers, which are built into wearables, gather accurate data during power and strength workouts to provide athletes with a clear picture of their physical shape, performance, and load. Wearable devices designed for monitoring weight training are generally accelerometers built into a hardware module, which can be attached to a person's wrist or back or to the gym equipment. The sensor tracks data on speed, power, strength, performance, and velocity. It records training progress and gives feedback based upon the principles of velocity based training. Based on this feedback, coaches make informed decisions on how much weight their player should be lifting and helps review performance and achievements. Tracking sleep. Sleep trackers help to increase the efficiency and accuracy of training, get higher scores at competition, and to prevent injuries. Sleep tracking wearables may have additional sensors to monitor noise, heart rate, breathing rate, snoring, and oxygen saturation. Some sleep trackers can also check air temperature and quality, as well as brightness and humidity in the room. Coaches can assess an athlete's sleep patterns, adjust some key parameters, and optimize sleep quality, resulting in better performance. An alternative solution for sleep tracking is a sensor strip that can be placed under the bed sheet, which tracks sleep duration, heart rate, breathing, snoring, room temperature, and humidity. The benefits of this solution are: it gives you a home polysomnography report with the recommendations. A normal polysomnography report or a test requires a high tech sleep lab in a hospital to be done. Here, this sleep strip is giving you a home polysomnography report. It analyzes each sleep phase and gives you night by night results. Improves player performance and health, and reduces the accident risks because of better sleep. Personalized prediction of injury risk. When you use technology and wearables, you can use them to reduce injury risk, especially overuse runners in especially overuse injuries in runners. The inertial sensor attaches to the runner's waist and continuously measures the running parameters and detects the athlete's personal running pattern. These sensors also measure acceleration and angular velocity of movements and help to identify any deviations in the running pattern. If there is a deviation in the running pattern, it indicates an increased risk of injury, which can be reduced by taking appropriate counter measures. Concussion based wearable sensors. Concussion is an important issue in any contact sports, more so in games such as rugby and American football. There is a need to develop a wearable device which can measure the impact forces on the head so that concussions are minimized and ultimately chronic traumatic encephalopathy cases are reduced. This is a condition which develops due to repeated trauma, is commonly seen in boxers. A small wearable device that measures and records the force of hits taken to the head and sends real-time data can be placed inside a skull cap. Although it may not predict when or whether the individual has a concussion, it can provide data using a color-coded chart based upon the impact or the severity of the hit. There is another collar device which can be worn around the neck, which minimizes the occurrence of the concussions, serves as a preventive device by increasing the intracranial pressure to prevent the brain from reverberating back and forth. Lactate threshold, as we all know, requires an invasive procedure with repeated blood samplings to be taken while the athlete is exercising. There are technologies available which uses LED and near infrared spectroscopy. It measures the percentage of tissue oxygenation and converts it into a lactate threshold value. Advantage is that it avoids the invasive blood sampling for lactate measurement, as it only needs a sleeve which is worn over the calf. Wearable sweat patches. They adhere to the forearm, passively measure sweat rate and electrolyte composition, generates individualized hydration recommendations based upon the weather, intensity, activity duration, and the composition of the sweat. Gameplay. During the game, IoT and its sensors play an integral role in helping referees and umpires make the right decisions. The main focus is collecting data about the players' actions and performances, which the coaches can use to monitor, track, and analyze the data to provide performance improvement strategies. IoT smart cameras are nowadays used to get a more accurate and precise analysis of the goal line and of the stump, the crease in cricket. In cricket, they are using infrared sensors and proximity sensors to help the umpires make the right decisions. Sensors are also embedded into cricket bats to exactly locate the ball's impact location. IoT enabled cameras and recording make viewing a sports game more interesting. The mix of different angles and perspectives allows the viewer sitting at home and in the stadium to watch the player with complete detail. Wearable technology in sports has massively boosted the development of both individual sports people and the sports industry in general. From monitoring basic tasks such as heart rate to predicting tissue damage risks, wearable technology has a lot to offer to the casual recreational athlete and to the professional athlete. Devices improve athletic performance, coaching techniques, health conditions, and enable sports people to connect with like minded individuals. Wearable devices hold great promise in minimizing sports related injuries and help to provide a thorough recovery and training platform for athletes. The dream is to develop an all encompassing device capable of measuring both biometric signs such as stress, strain, and impact forces, and biovital signs such as glucose and lactic acid. If this technology is developed, this will serve as the next gold standard for wearable technology. These are the references which I used to prepare this lecture, ladies and gentlemen. I strongly urge you to go through them. I have finished, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for your patience and thank you for your time. Do let us know your comments and queries on the email. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you and Jai Hind.